Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the Game Awards because they officially happen tomorrow night. I'm excited for it. I plan on live streaming it here on the channel, but there's also been a tiny bit of leaks and speculation about the Game Awards because, let's face it, most of the people that tune in are not there for the accolades and the big speeches, which is what I personally enjoy. Instead, a lot of people actually watch it for the reveals, the trailers, the big crazy release dates and stuff like that that gets us excited, not just about current games, but the future of games. But let's talk about the leaks because a specific statement by the biggest leaker in the industry, Jason Schreier, has people kind of talking. Let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So let's begin with the quote. So Jason Schreier is a guy that's literally written books about leaks, talked about industry insider news and stuff like that, and randomly he just let this slip. He was on the Kind of Funny podcast, and he said, there's at least two things that will make you guys react like, holy heck, I can't believe this thing is here. He also said that these games may be a long way off. What do you think the two games could be? Now, the initial reaction, a lot of people are kind of throwing out some crazy stuff. People throwing out things like, obviously, Hollow Knight Silk Song. I've seen a lot of people talk about Half-Life 3, and it does feel kind of weird that Half-Life 3 for decades now has felt like an impossible project. One of those things that would just never, ever happen in a million years. But now that Valve is actually making games again, like Deadlock, like Half-Life Alyx, I actually do think it is a possibility that we even just see the Valve logo in a crowbar. But I'm going to go back here. People are talking about probably Resident Evil 9. Now, this to me is one that would definitely get me hyped. Both of these right here. Another Final Fantasy. Of course, I'm going to be biased about that. Or Resident Evil 9. My two favorite franchises are Resident Evil and Final Fantasy. Capcom has acknowledged that they're working on Resident Evil 9. So I'm definitely expecting that. But I guess the only reason we wouldn't see Resident Evil 9 is that maybe they wouldn't want a gory, crazy horror trailer at such a mainstream award show, but I still feel like that would be incredibly cool. Now, when it comes to Final Fantasy, there has been talks. We've gotten a lot of detailed leaks that apparently next year we're going to get perhaps two separate projects. A Final Fantasy Tactics remaster, which is going to be fantastic. If you've never played FF Tactics, it is incredibly freaking good. But the other talks is a Final Fantasy IX remake. That is apparently the actual name of it. And instead of doing a full trilogy of remakes like the FF7 remake has been doing, instead the idea is to do a singular project that is the same game, but now with voice acting and better graphics. Still turn-based combat, a singular, just one big bulk game. I'm excited about the FF9 remake and FF Tactics remaster because those are both really good games. I do want to see come back, but some people are kicking around crazier stuff. Like, I want to see some sort of trailer for From Software's next game. As far as holy heck, we have to get Bloodborne remastered or maybe a new Onimusha. Now, let's go over to Reddit here. They have already clarified. Jason Schreier has said two separate things clarifying the statement that I think kind of narrows down the focus of it. He said, okay, first, the strong reaction is specifically a statement that he was directing towards his co-hosts on the Kind of Funny podcast. So it wasn't like he was saying the internet is going to explode, although I kind of think there is going to be some crazy reveals. He said that it is stuff that people are going to get excited about, but the Kind of Funny crew is going to be like ripping their hair out. And he did specifically say it's not Bloodborne. So not Bloodborne remastered, very likely not Bloodborne 2 or whatever like that. But people are pointing out the fact that the Kind of Funny crew are very big PlayStation fans. Originally, they started off as a podcast called Beyond over on IGN and stuff like that. So if they're saying that they're going to be the people that are freaking out, it's probably because it is something very PlayStation related, something like Naughty Dog's new game. I think there's been some leaks about the next Naughty Dog game, very vague, but it sounds like it's going to be some sort of space epic or some sort of sci-fi epic. So the idea of Naughty Dog, the people that made Uncharted and Last of Us and stuff like that, that sounds like it would be a very, very good time. Wolverine gameplay would also be pretty cool, or even the Venom game. One of the things that was inside of the Insomniac leak is that apparently they made 2 separate games at once. While they were making Spider-Man 2, they also made an entire Venom game. Now, Tony Todd himself, rest in peace, massive fan of Tony Todd. I'm still genuinely heartbroken, that poor man. God, I love him so much. I'm so sad that he's gone. He talked about the fact that they used like 15% of all of the lines he recorded when he was playing Venom were unused. So even he was basically talking about the fact that he thinks there is a Venom game. In the Insomniac leaks, they talked about a Venom game. So the idea of a full-blown standalone Venom game, especially if it's based on like Lethal Enforcer, the comic book where essentially Venom becomes like an assassin, I would be extremely excited about that. But let me go back here. So I am glad that Jason Schreier clarified it's not Bloodborne. I'm sad it's not Bloodborne, but it's got to be like the Venom game. There is talks, though, that PlayStation is working on other stuff. Sony Bend, obviously the people that made Days Gone, there has been talks about a Days Gone remaster. I'm still completely shocked about this. It truly makes no sense to me. There has been some updates on the Steam database that shows something is about to happen with Days Gone. Sony has specifically said there's no plans for a second game. This is just an effort to make money. Sony wants to remaster even more games, except for Bloodborne. Now, what's wild, of course, is the fact that Days Gone already runs at 4K 60 FPS. This feels again like a bit of the Horizon problem, where I love Zero Dawn, but remaking Zero Dawn just feels like a bit of a strange use of cash. But okay, so it is talks that we could be seeing that, or the next Sony Bent project, which is apparently going to be a live service third-person military shooter. Mechanics involve customization, ranking systems, and advanced weaponry, hinting at a modern military setting. I almost feel like this feels to be a waste of their talents. I feel like Sony Bend has done so much good stuff. I'm not exactly thrilled about the idea of them doing this. I mean, they have a history of it, though. Obviously, they worked on the Siphon Filter games, which are incredibly good, especially Logan Shadow, but I'm still not exactly thrilled about the idea of them doing this specifically. God, yeah, live service games. Why can't they just make SOCOM? It's been so many years since Days Gone. Peak, by the way, all for them to be making a live service shooter, Sleeping Face. Now, I think that PlayStation has big plans coming up. They released a trailer yesterday where they were talking about their 2025, and they listed off a bunch of games. Now, let's be clear about 2 things specifically. One, these are all already announced games. We already knew this stuff was coming out. We already knew about Mafia. Some of this stuff has already been confirmed specifically for the Game Awards. We know for a fact that Borderlands 4 is going to be at the Game Awards. Mafia: The Old Country is going to be at the Game Awards. And so I think we are going to see a lot of these games at the Game Awards tomorrow. I am still just looping back and thinking about the 2 big games, the 2 big titles. I think this Game Awards is going to be a bit different. More hyped, bigger budget, more focus on the games. At least that's my hope, because this is the 10th anniversary of it. They released the viewing metrics of it, and apparently every single year, millions of more people are watching. They're reaching more platforms. It's getting more streams, more activations, more everything, right? I think that I am hoping Jeff Keighley comes out with some stuff that is truly mind-blowing. Jeff Keighley has undoubtedly crazy connections in the industry, so I'm hoping that he actually talked to Microsoft and Nintendo and talked to Sony and stuff like that and said, hey, can you guys please give us the bangers? I'm very excited to stream the Game Awards tomorrow. I'm going to start about an hour before it begins. We'll play a little bit of a speculation bingo and come up with some ideas of what we hope will be there and stuff like that. But as it currently stands, I think it's going to be a very, very good time. But I want a surprise. I want a surprise that really makes the internet go, oh, wait, that's rad. But tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.